record the class. And okay. Hi, Carla. Thank you for turning on your camera. I will call the list, okay? Give me a
Good
second.
morning.
Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Okay. Okay, listo. Abraham Manuel Ali Waiwa, are you here? Okay. Alejandro Mauricio Condori Martínez. Ángeles Sherlyn Carlo Poma.
I am here, teacher.
Hi, Ángeles. Betsabe Vania Rivera Celaya.
Good morning, teacher. Present.
Hi, good morning, Betsabe. Carla Daniela Trigo Segarra.
I'm here, teacher.
Hi, Carla. Carlos Arturo Terán Claros. Okay. Cecilia Carrasco Ordóñez.
I'm here, teacher. Good morning.
Good morning, Cecilia. Cristel Mollericona Pérez.
Present, teacher. Good morning.
Good morning, Cristel. Daniel Ernesto Pérez Andrade.
Present, teacher.
Hi, Daniel. Waman Tixua Jennifer Estrella.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning, Estrella. Karen Copacondo Ramos.
Buenos días, Miss. Aquí estoy.
Hi, Karen. Laura Maciel Flores Huanca.
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning,
Present.
Laura. Liz Andrea Ramos Guarachi.
Present, teacher. Good morning.
Good morning, Liz. Marcela Felicia Jorge Viltes.
Yeah, teacher. Good morning.
Good morning, Marcela. Okay, so let's start with the class. Do not forget that, look, July 5th, we have our first test, okay? But it won't be so difficult, I think so. Anyways, please, your portfolios until the last class we talk about, you have to complete it, okay? I think you already have the assignment of your portfolio number 5, so I hope you can complete it, okay? And in this case, you are going to have for a week, in this week, you have to upload your portfolio, the first part, with all the documents we assign to you and with your covers of each of these skills and sub-skills like vocabulary, listening, grammar, reading, and etc. Okay? Anyways, I will assign like a assignment in classroom in order you can complete. Marcela, please.
Teacher, un favor, el portafolio número 5 y todo lo que viene a ser referente a esa unidad. Yo
Ujú.
justamente la anterior semana viajé, entonces no estuve con ni mis cuadernos ni nada al pendiente y ahora esta semana hice todo eso y no puedo subirlo. ¿Para que lo pueda habilitar, aunque sea para subirlo con retraso, por favor?
No. Recién voy a crear una tarea donde ustedes van a subir todo su portafolio que tienen avanzado hasta ahora escaneado, así que no te preocupes de esa parte.
Ah, ok.
Ajá. En este caso, hasta el jueves voy a asignar la tarea para que ustedes suban todo lo que tienen avanzado hasta el portafolio hasta ahora, ¿ya? Voy a agregar 2 tareas pequeñitas más, pero no es de mucho impacto, no va a ser tan complejo. Así que hasta el jueves va a estar habilitado. Hoy día en la noche voy a crear esa tarea y les voy a decir por Classroom, por WhatsApp también, ¿no? Que ya está habilitado la tarea y que lo suban. ¿Ya? Para que así yo viernes pueda revisar que tengan completo como tal. Miren, no somos muchos como tal, así que no hay mucho problema en revisar, ¿no? Así que el viernes yo voy a revisar y bueno, voy a mandar las listas de quienes están habilitados. Aunque no se preocupen, todos aquellos que están, el de naranjita también están habilitados. Los otros que están con rojo y amarillo, pues no, ya sea cambio de horario, algunos que lo han dejado por estudios o problemas de salud también, ¿ya? Así que no se preocupen. Marcela, please.
Sí, mira, justo ahorita estoy abriendo el Classroom y
Ujú.
es todo lo referente a la unidad 4, review número 4, el workbook número unidad 4, el TV worksheet número unidad 4 y el portafolio número 5, que yo los tengo ya retrasados, pero quería subir, pues, en algunos otros casos igual me retrasé, pero me dejaba subirlo con retraso. A eso me refiero, porque son 4 los que me quise subir ahora en el lapso de esta semana y no me dejaba.
Ah,
Ni
ya.
siquiera con retraso, digamos. Ajá, eso.
Ah, ya. Entonces lo voy a habilitar. Tal vez no desactive esa opción. Lo voy a habilitar, no te preocupes, ¿ya? Iría en la
Ok,
noche.
gracias, gracias.
You're welcome. Karen,
Sí, una consulta. Yo he entendido tal vez de otra forma. No sé si que va a habilitar una tarea para subir, escanear todo lo que hemos hecho. No sé si estamos bien. Ahora, otra consultita. En cuanto yo abrí, ¿no? Los portafolios y dice homework uno, homework 2, ¿no? Y así sucesivamente. Entonces, hay uno que, bueno, ahí en la primera parte dice grammar, vocabulary, writing. Eso hay que colocarlo en las carátulas que hemos hecho, ¿cierto?
exacto,
O,
sí.
ya, entonces estaba bien.
Sí, sí, por eso lo he puesto, porque en otros cursos, lastimosamente, varios estudiantes les daban tareas, así, les daban tareas, ¿no? Copiar la tabla de gramática, hacer un writing, y todos lo han hecho junto, todo junto. Y por eso, en mi caso, yo lo movilicé de la siguiente manera: ponerlo el subtítulo grammar, todo lo que tenga que ir en grammar; writing, todo lo que tenga que ir a writing; listening, todo lo que tenga que ir a listening, y así sucesivamente, para que no exista mucha confusión. Así que estás bien.
Ya. Sí, sí, gracias, Miss.
You're welcome, ¿ok? Igual de todos modos, si les surgen más dudas en la semana, me hacen saber, nomás me mandan mensajito, ¿ya? Cecilia, please.
Otra consulta, en la última parte del portafolio que dice workbook, también van lo que hemos hecho,
Ujú.
imprimir y llenar, pero lo del libro también lo tendríamos que escanear.
Ah, ya. En este caso no, lo del libro no lo escaneen. Lo del libro es su práctica como tal para ustedes, para que ustedes vayan practicando lo que hemos avanzado. Los Worksheet TV para nosotros es el workbook como tal, ¿no? Porque los Worksheet TV están planeados más que todo de toda la unidad, ¿no?
Ah, ya,
Más,
eso sí lo escaneamos en la parte final.
sí, en la parte final también. Ajá. Porque es todo lo que tienen impreso, ¿no? Pero el workbook como tal, no, aunque en el último taller les han dicho workbook, pero no les han mencionado el Worksheet TV a los nuevos, así que voy a tratar de hablar con ello para que no exista confusiones, ¿ya? Pero el Worksheet TV tiene que estar ahí abajito, en donde la carátula que dice workbook, el Worksheet TV tiene que estar, lo que han impreso. El workbook como tal es aparte, un librito aparte, ¿no? Pero obviamente tiene que estar llenado por ustedes, ¿ya? Así que eso. Ok, de todos modos, si siguen teniendo más dudas o se les surgen, me dicen nomás ya para que yo les pueda guiar. Y por favor, traten de sus documentos, tenerlo a mano, su certificado de nacimiento fotocopia, su carnet de identidad fotocopia, porque conseguir a último momento todo pasa, que son vacaciones, que son trámites, que no sé, que ya varios estudiantes han aprobado exámenes de dispensación en la universidad y están haciendo filas si es que no está actualizado. Así que eso vayan consiguiendo, ¿ya? Así que, por favor, besito. Y su examen diagnóstico, no se olvide que tiene que estar a mano. Y sí, he subido de todos ustedes. Así que si de alguien faltará, me dice. No creo que me haya olvidado, espero que no. Aquí. Entonces, so let's continue with the topic. Today's class, in this topic, we don't see too much grammar structures like future, simple past, because we already think what is past perfect, okay? Or present perfect in this case. So the last class we talked about different vocabulary in this case, like I don't know, the changes that we can say or to do in our bodies in order to look good. And now, in this case, we have seen this grammar part, so let's in only just to review the quantifier for indefinite quantities and amount. Do not forget that we are talking about indefinite quantities, and today we are going to talk about indefinite pronouns. So it goes together, because if you understand how it works, some and any, so the other ones will be more easier for you to memorize and to understand. Okay? So just to review. The quantities or quantifiers for indefinite quantities and amounts are some and any. What does it mean when we talk about indefinite quantities? Indefinite quantities means that we cannot or we don't know the exact quantity of something. We don't know, in this case, the particular number. We don't know the specific quantity. We don't know because we don't know because it doesn't matter or because it's not relevant, that information, when we talk or when we compound a sentence. And this is very common in any sentence, in any language, because not all the time we know or it is relevant to mention the quantity of something, because it's not necessary. For example, here, in affirmative statement, we use some in this case for affirmative statement that are the positive ones, are not negative. For example, she bought some razors. Now she has some. So look at this. She bought some razors. I'm thinking voy a entrar aquí. Mejor. Esto se me olvidó. Okay. So if we say she bought some razors, in this case, this some is an indefinite quantity that is qualifying razors. We don't know how many razors that she has bought. So in this case, now she has some. Look at this, that in this case is talking about like an indefinite pronoun, talking about quantities, because this is supplying razors. She bought some razors, now she has some. So what does she have? Some razors. So in this case, it also working as a pronoun. Next one, he needs some sunscreen. I have some. We don't know that sunscreen is something that is uncountable unless we put it or we write it down in a, I don't know, maybe in a pot, in something, in a unit of quantity, but in this case it isn't. So he needs some sunscreen. I have some. Some of what do you have? Sunscreen, because it is uncountable now. Negative statement like any. Any in this case works with negative statements. For example, when we use the contraction or discontraction or don't, do not, have not, did not, didn't, haven't, and other ones. For example, here, I don't have any nail clippers, so I don't want any. Look at this. We are using any with these negative statements. And this is very particular because it's the only one who will work with negative statements. We cannot say, I don't have some nail clippers, because that's wrong. It's a negative statement, so we need to use any or any. We don't want any makeup. We don't wear any. So in this case, we are also using with negative statement or negative prompts in this case. For questions, we can use both. There is no problems, but please be careful with this. In most quizzes, in most tests that you are going to take, in this case, that tests that are not from connectivity, okay, are going to be more reliable to use any than some. It's very common to use any in any questions. So this is pretty common. Okay, so take that into account because some and any has their own part of function. Okay, but yeah, that we are going to see later on. I think we have a unit talking about other any and some, talking about places, talking about time, talking about things. Okay, so now we are talking about quantities in order to some tools, objects, okay, or products. Then, do you have some small commas? Small commas. So we are referring some small commas. We don't know the quantity. We can say, do you have 5 small commas? That change the meaning because we know and because we are worried about to have 5 small commas. But in this case, we don't need because we are saying, do you have some small commas? That means in this case, I don't know, we don't have any quantity, but unless this person has one, it's okay. If not have, it's okay. Do you have any small commas? This is pretty common to use any in any question. But you have to read well. If it is British or American, they have their own uses. Does she need some dental floss? Does she need some dental floss? Does she need any dental floss? So all of these will work with what? Count nouns, in this case, and non-count or uncountable nouns. Count nouns are the ones that we can count by unit. For example, I have a pen. You can count 1 pen, 2 pen, and that's okay. But uncountable nouns, even like in Spanish, are those nouns that we cannot count. Why we cannot count? Because it's kind of impossible to count it without a unit that can be measured, this thing. For example, water, we cannot count 1 water, 2 water, unless it is in a cup of water, then it converts to be a countable. But now it cannot be. So, some and any will work also with non-countable, and it's pretty common to use it because we don't know, in this case, the quantity. When we say someone to, please, could you borrow me or could you lend me some sunscreen? So the sunscreen, it is a cream. You cannot, in this case, I don't know, to have or to measure that in a time. You cannot say, can you please borrow me a gram of your sunscreen? Because it's kind of impossible. It's not too literal in the real life, in the real speech. So that's why we don't use it. Okay? So this is just like a reminder what we have seen the last class. Okay? And now, why is it important? A lot of we don't have enough problems because lot of means like too many of something. Lots of is the same. It's like it's synonym. Now, let's talk about indefinite pronoun. First, what is a pronoun? A pronoun is a word that is going to be or is going to be used, in this case, in supply of a noun. Vamos a usarlo para suplantar un sustantivo. Cualquier sustantivo. Now, indefinite pronouns in this case are going to be someone, no one, anyone, okay? This is very important because no one and anyone won't be like synonyms. They are going to be used in different contexts, okay? So be careful with this. First, when we say someone, no one, and anyone are for indefinite pronouns. What is an indefinite pronoun? Is the pronoun that is going to supply maybe a group, maybe a person, but we don't know exactly who is this person, who are the persons, or maybe we don't know what is his name. If it is a man, if it is a woman, we don't know. Why we don't know? Because it is unknown. We don't know the information, we don't have the information. Second, because it's not important to mention in the sentence, okay? In some sentences, what is most important is the action than the person. So that's why we omit sometimes to mention the person. So, in this case, we use these indefinite pronouns for those two uses. We don't know or it's not important. Affirmative statements. In affirmative statement, be careful with this, we have two uses, someone and no one. And this is the same. But what is the difference? When I say someone is at the front of the desk, it means that there exists a person that is in front of the desk. I don't know its genre, I don't know its name, I don't know who is this person. Because maybe I know this. That's why someone is at the front, but it exists. But when I want to say in this case that that person does not exist here, is not here, no one is at the front of the desk. Look at this. The statement, all of this to use no one, is not in negative. That is very important. It's not in negative. We cannot say no one isn't at the front of the desk because it is redundancy to say no one isn't and no, that means the same, that is negative statement. But in this case, we don't use for negative statement no one because it already gives us the negative one, okay? It already gives us the negative one. Tell us that nadie is at the front of the desk. Someone, alguien, is at the front of the desk. Okay? Lo mismo. The same here. Someone is waiting for a message. For a massage, I'm sorry. No one is waiting for a massage. So look at this. No one, the inexistence of someone, and someone, the existence of a person. I called someone at the salon. I called someone at the salon. Okay? Now, for questions. For question, we have anyone and someone. Talking about person, because this, when you are going to have anyone, someone, always refer to a person. Can anyone give me a pedicure? Can someone give me a pedicure? Is there anyone in the salon? Is there someone in the salon? Did you see anyone waiting for the shave? Did you see someone waiting for the shave? Now, in many tests, you are going to find that mostly used is anyone. Anyone is the most used in question prompts. Now, what is the difference between these two? It depends on the context. But when it's the imaginary, we don't need too much context. Esto les voy a explicar en español, ¿ya? A ver, cuando usamos nosotros anyone, tenemos un estudio que es análisis del discurso. El anyone es cuando, supónganse, entran ustedes a una tienda, a un supermercado y no ven a nadie. No hay nadie. Y ustedes dicen, "Can anyone help me?" Pero no hay nadie. Tú no ves que no existe nadie. No sabes si está la persona o no. Por eso decimos, "Can anyone give me a pedicure?" ¿No? No hay nadie. Claro, luego más adelante tal vez alguien aparezca y te diga, "Yes, I can. How can I help you?" Pero anyone refiere a esa inexistencia. No sabes si hay alguien en ese lugar porque tú no ves la existencia de esa persona. Pero, ¿en qué momentos usamos someone? Es cuando, no sé, ustedes entran a un salón de belleza y ven que hay personas, pero preguntan, "Can someone give me a pedicure?" Preguntando si alguna de esas personas que tú estás viendo tiene tiempo libre o está disponible para poderte hacer, ¿no? El pedicure. Así que esa es la diferencia semántica, podríamos decirlo, ¿no? En un contexto real, in a real context. Pero es mostly used, both are admitted. Ambos son admitidos. Pero en un contexto real o en el real speech, la mayoría acepta, ¿no? "Can anyone give me a pedicure?" Es más usado cuando no ves a las personas en ahí o no está alguien atendiéndote ahí. Pero preguntas porque puede que la persona esté asomándose, esté cercana. O "Can someone give me a pedicure?" cuando ves a las personas y solo preguntas si alguien está disponible. ¿Ya? Esa es la diferencia semántica. Pero en el uso, we don't have enough problem because both are admitted. But just to clarify, there are some tests that they take it valid. Ellos validan anyone for questions than someone. Just to be careful, okay? Second one, is there anyone in the salon? Suppose that you enter to the salon and you cannot see if there is someone. Okay, so in this case, you say, "Is there anyone in the salon?" Or if you see that the salon is full and you say, "Is there someone in the salon?" Is there someone in the salon to mean that the person is free, if it is free, to help you. Did you see anyone waiting for the shave? Did you see someone waiting for the shave? Okay, so both are correct depending on the context you are going to use. Negative statements. In negative statement, please, we are going to use anyone. There isn't anyone calling. I didn't see anyone at the front of the desk. So look at this. Mostly of anyone in this case are going to use it with all negative statement in all the times in the conjugation or grammatical statements. There isn't, didn't, haven't, don't, doesn't, and other ones. Okay? So in this case, anyone, we are going to use with negative prompts, negative statements. We cannot say it. There isn't no one calling because it's wrong. It's like you are committing redundancy. You are repeating something that you already mentioned. So that's not valid. So be careful with those. We use anyone, not no one with negative form of a verb. Negative form isn't in contracted or maybe is not, did not, do not, have not, and other ones. Okay? I didn't speak to anyone. I didn't speak to anyone. That's the correct one. We don't say, I didn't speak to no one. Just be careful with that. Okay? So, this is the indefinite pronouns. Someone, no one, anyone. Be careful. Anyone and someone for questions. Someone and no one, affirmative statements. And negative statement, anyone, nothing else. Okay? So just be careful with these prompts and with this mostly of this information because it's pretty common use. Most people do not have problems with this because it's for us pretty common and pretty easy to memorize. Okay? So now, someone and anyone for us are our statements for positiveness. Now, in this case, I will add this. For this one, we can also have, oh my God, I cannot see. Give me a second. No quiero salir de todo. Okay, maybe in here. Now, indefinite pronouns, this will be like a extra one. Okay. Indefinite pronouns are going to compound with many words. We are not only to use, I don't know, like someone, anyone. We have two prompts in this case. People. We have people, places, places, and things. Okay? Just to remind, I hope some of these you already know because always I relate it. Every time we learn anything in English, it's related. Okay, so for people, we have someone, anyone, and no one. It has its own distinction in any use. Maybe we can meet. In places, we have somewhere, anywhere. There is nowhere as well. It is admitted, but mostly used anywhere in different statements. For things, something, anything. Use it pretty common with uncountable nouns. Okay? So, indefinite pronouns, we are going to have these three classes. So, maybe later on we are going to see places and things. Just to clarify that you have to understand the meaning of some, meaning of any, and then no, you already know it. Okay? So, it can be used as no one, nowhere, nothing. Okay? Or in this case, yes, we have the nothing. This is mostly used for different statements. Okay? So do not forget this one. We have this classification of indefinite pronoun. Not only what we talk about now, someone, anyone, and no one. We have a classification, people, places, and things, because someone, anyone, no one is referring to people. Somewhere, anywhere, nowhere is referring to places. Something, anything, nothing is referring to things, objects, things that do not have life. Okay? So this is very important. Take this into account later on or for your knowledge because it's related. If when people we refer someone with an indefinite pronoun because we don't know exactly the person, with somewhere will be the same because we don't know exactly the place. We don't know exactly, I don't know, I can say, where is your sister? I don't know, she goes somewhere. So we don't know exactly where is her. We don't know which place. We don't have the information. Okay? For things, it's the same. If we say something, what is going on? I don't know. I think she has something. Something can be a situation, something can be an object, something can be an idea, etc. But we don't know exactly what it is. So that's why for things we use something. And the only thing that add is thing, places, my question WH, where, and for people, one. That means in this case the unit of one person. Okay, so do not forget this indefinite pronouns. It's very important, yes, and you are going to use taking this opportunity to remind you or to review somewhere, anywhere, something, anything, and nothing. Okay, so well, let's continue with the topic. So indefinite pronouns are in English is more easier than in Spanish. So that's why a plus for us. Why is more easy for I don't know what is going on here. Okay. For us it's more easy because we only have in this case unless nine to 10 indefinite pronouns, besides to any and some and a lot that is for things. So it's more easier for us because in Spanish, we have too many to refer to anything. And it will be according to the person, according to the genre, according to the number of the person. But in English, it's not so needed because we don't refer too much to that. And also because of the historical issues that goes where English has been developed. So that's why the simplicity and the structure is some things are more simpler than other languages. Okay, so now here we have the pronouns grammar. We are going to listen and you are going to read in order to practice the speed and also the practice your pronunciation. And mostly use I was listening some of you speaking task and you're doing great. You have nice pronunciation and that's one correct things. I think we are ready to take some debates and to take some talks in order we can improve our English and also to start thinking in English. Some of you need to improve, but mostly of you are okay. That's right. Okay, so now let's listen carefully the pronouns grammar and be careful. Be always attached to how it is pronounced, how it is the intonation when the word is together with other words, because it's going to change its pronunciation, unlike this and the other ones, okay? So let's listen carefully and then you are going to repeat.
Someone is at the front desk. No one is at the front desk.
Someone is waiting for a massage. No one is waiting for a massage.
I called someone at the salon.
Can anyone give me a pedicure? Can someone give me a pedicure?
Is there anyone in the salon? Is there someone in the salon?
Did you see anyone waiting for a shave? Did you see someone waiting for a shave?
There isn't anyone calling.
I didn't see anyone at the front desk.
Okay, so now we are like 13, yes? So I think we can participate, all of us. So first, do I have any volunteer who would like to read, in this case, the prompt affirmative first? The affirmative and negative. Do I have any volunteer? Carla, please. Carla, read the affirmative statements and then negative statements.
Okay, someone is at the front desk. No one is at the front desk. Someone is at the front desk. No one is at the front desk. Is waiting for a massage too. Okay, someone is waiting for a massage. No one is waiting for a massage. Someone is waiting for a massage. No one is waiting for a massage. I called someone at the salon. There isn't anyone calling. I didn't see anyone at the front desk.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Carla. Liz? Liz, are you here?
Teacher, yes.
Liz. Now you read
Sorry.
the questions, and then negative statements too.
Okay, teacher. Can anyone give me a pedicure? Can someone give me a pedicure? Is there anyone in the salon? Is there someone in the salon? Did you see anyone waiting for a shape? Did you see someone waiting for a shape? And there isn't anyone calling. I didn't see anyone at the front desk.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Liz.
That's
Betsabe?
Yes, teacher.
Okay. Read affirmative statement and negative statement, please.
Someone is at the front desk. No one is at the front desk. Someone is waiting for a massage. No one is waiting for a massage. I called someone at the salon. There isn't anyone calling. I didn't see anyone at the front desk.
Excellent. I didn't say
Teacher,
anyone.
sorry,
Yes?
my signal are bad when I turn on my camera, so could I
Oh, it's okay.
please?
Don't worry. I understand. Unless when I would take the screenshot, please try to turn on your cameras, okay? Because Goldmaster is collecting your names according the ones who are with cameras, okay? So just when I took the screenshot, I will tell you to you. I will take the screenshot. Please smile. Try to turn on your camera if you can. If not, I always saying to my colleagues that most of my students cannot turn on your cameras because of maybe the laptop doesn't work or maybe because of the signal as well. I have same problem with other studies, so do not worry. It's okay. Yeah, yeah. My Spanglish.
Thank you, teacher. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you to you, Betsabe. Abraham. Abraham, you here?
Teacher.
Hi, Abraham. Please, read in this case you questions. Question and negative statements as well, please.
Okay. Can anyone give me a pedicure? Can someone give me a pedicure? Is there anyone in the salon? Is there someone in the salon? Did you see anyone waiting for a shape? Did you see someone waiting for a shape? There isn't anyone calling. I didn't see anyone at the front desk.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Abraham. And the last one in this case, please, Karen.
Sí, Miss, aquí estoy.
Yes, Karen. Please, could you read to me affirmative statement and negative statement, please?
Okay. Someone is at the front desk. No one is at the front desk. Someone is waiting for a massage. No one is waiting for a massage. I called someone at the salon. Negative statement anyway. There isn't anyone calling. I didn't ask anyone at the front desk.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Karen. So as you could listen as well, the words always are going to change where they comes together with other words, okay? For example, in this case, you mostly are going to use, can anyone give me a pedicure? Can anyone? Because here we have consonant, vowel, and consonant, and they are going to be related like one word. We know this as a connected speech. It connects each other in order to we can sound more fluid. Also, if I say in this case, is there anyone in the salon? Is there anyone in the salon? Here we have two, in this case are two open vowels, but unless it's like an hiato, okay, or a diphthong. Did you see anyone? Did you see anyone waiting for the shave? Okay, so this is the pronouns grammar from anyone, someone, and no one. This is pretty common and mostly used, and I think it's more easier. Grammar practice. So it says, complete each statement of question with someone, no one, or anyone. In some cases, more than one answer is correct. That's right. Because we see, for example, for questions with indefinite pronouns, which can we use for question in indefinite pronouns? Para las preguntas, ¿cuáles podemos usar? ¿Mm? Who remembers? Someone, no one, anyone. Which one? For questions.
Anyone.
Anyone, perfect. And what else? Cecilia? Anyone is okay. And? Someone, exactly. So, according to Connectivity book, both are going to be correct. Okay, always depend on the context. And now, what about in affirmative statements? Which one we can use in affirmative statement?
Someone or not.
Someone.
No.
Perfect. Someone or no one. Excellent. So in this case, please, how many we have here? Like 12, okay? We have 12 sentences. So we are going to have 6 minutes in order you can complete in your books, okay? In order I can guide it to you. It's in page 55. Yes, 55. This grammar practice, okay? And please try to complete it. This you have 6 minutes to complete. Of course, we can have more than one answer as it is mentioned before. So you can write it down as well. Okay? You have 6 minutes to complete these sentences. So let's working on it. Do it with a pencil, not with a pen. Do it with a pencil. Okay, so time is up. Now, let's review in this case. Someone, no one, and anyone. We have in this case like 12 and we are 13. So let's see how it goes. Okay, so number one, please. Carla, could you tell me which one do you consider for this sentence? There's at the front of the desk.
I think it could be there's no one at the front desk.
Excellent. But what else?
Or
Someone
it could
can
be
be.
there's someone at the front.
Yes, both are okay. Both are okay because we can mention the innocence of someone, or maybe we can see that someone is in front of us. So both are correct in this case. Number two, Liz. Okay, in the meantime, Alejandro, please, you can help me.
Someone told me the salon offers high price, high courts on Tuesdays.
Excellent. Someone told me that the salon offers half price haircuts on Tuesday. Perfect. Someone. We know that is someone in this case because you already know that someone told to you, someone was in contact to you. So that makes that there exists that person. Okay? Because if you say no one told me the salon offered that, so if no one told me, how do you know that the salon is offering half price haircuts on Tuesday? So it's reading comprehension and kind of common sense. Thank you so much. Number three, Liz. Now yes.
Okay.
Miss, I have a question. In number two, can
There
it
will
be
be someone
no?
here. You.
Okay. Give me a second. Give me a second, Karen. Liz, please, could you repeat again?
Of course, teacher. There will be someone here to give you a massage in an hour.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Now, Karen, you are asking to me if number two can be also no one, right?
Sí, yes.
Okay. In this case, it cannot be no one. ¿Por qué? A ver, en la oración, a ver, lo voy a traducir. Te dice, alguien me dijo o alguien me contó que el salón está ofreciendo en este caso, el corte de cabello a mitad de precio los martes. Ahora, si en este caso decimos no one, que significa nadie, es como si dijéramos, nadie me dijo que el salón estaba ofreciendo así, porque necesitaríamos una condicional, ¿ya? Así que en este caso, si alguien ya le dijo, pues existe, hay la existencia de que esa persona le contó o ya le dijo que hay ese tipo de oferta. Pero si decimos en esta oración, ¿por qué no tenemos aquí alguna condicional? No tenemos un conector diferente. Así que si decimos, anyone told me, no one told me the salon offers half price haircuts on Tuesday, no puede ser tanto por el hecho también que nos está dando día específico, por especificidad, ¿ya? Así que en este caso, solo someone, porque es como dijéramos que alguien ya le ha contado, alguien le dijo, se enteró de alguien que el salón estaba ofreciendo corte de cabello a mitad de precio, ¿ok? All right, Karen. Number three, there will be someone here to give you a massage in an hour. Y es el mismo caso que el number two. ¿Por qué? Miren en aquí. We have the specific moment. We have the specific maybe time expression. So it defines that the action is going to be completed. If someone is going to be helped to you or someone is going to assist to you. So that's something that marks to us, okay? Number four in this case, please. Betsabe.
Yes, anyone. They didn't tell anyone about the long wait.
Excellent. They didn't tell anyone about the long wait. Perfect, because we have here the negative expression didn't. Now, number five in this case, please. Give me a second. Abraham. Abraham, you here?
Yes, teacher.
Hi, Abraham. Please, number 5. Did you see giving shapes? So which one can be correct here? Or which of, maybe you have two more options.
Someone, teacher.
Let's see. Someone, perfect. And it can also be anyone, so do not worry in this case. Did you see someone giving shapes or did you see anyone giving shapes? Because we don't have the context of the sentence, so both are correct. Number 6, I didn't about the price. So number 6 in this case, please, Angeles. Angeles, are you here?
Sorry, no pude activar mi micrófono y ya.
Okay, don't worry.
Ah,
Number 6.
anyone?
Perfect. Anyone. That's the only answer we have because in negative statement we always use anyone. Excellent. Number 7, please, Cecilia.
Someone can give you a pedicure at 11 o'clock if you can wait.
Excellent. Someone can give you a pedicure at 11 o'clock if you can wait. Thank you so much, Cecilia. And look at this. We have time expression. That means that the action or someone is going to help you, going to assist you. Okay? Number 8, please don't tell the price. It was so expensive. So in this case, what will be, please, Daniel?
Yes. Please don't tell anyone the price. It was so expensive.
Perfect. Anyone, because we have the negative statement. Excellent. So next one, number 9 in this case. Please, Marcela.
Someone called and left you this message while you were at the salon.
Perfect. Someone. And how we know it's someone? Because here we have while is a time expression as well. While, mientras. We don't have exact time, but we have the time in which you were at the salon because it is supposed that the person do not be in the salon all the day, 24/7. So the person must be, I don't know, in an expressed time in the salon to be stayed. So that's to refer to someone. Perfect. In this case, next one, Karen, please. Number 10, I don't have the comms. I gave them to.
Justo el que no hice, mis, ni modo.
Don't worry, don't worry. In this
I
case,
don't
look,
have the, a ver, ojalá esté bien. I don't have the comms. I give them to someone.
perfect. Yes, to someone. Excellent. Be careful. Give me a second and we check the notes. Okay. In this case, I don't have the comms. It's pretty common to in mostly sentences, in mostly exams, questions. You're going to see in this case because they wanted you to be confused. Okay? If they say, I don't have the comms, and later on many students think that the next one, because of the don't, they can think this anyone. But in this case, it's not. Look at, we have the period, and it starts with a new sentence. It's related to the previous one, but actually I gave them to someone. Los diste a alguien. Because we cannot say, I gave them to no one. So if you don't give the comms to no one, so how you cannot have the comms? So it can be more logical, unless the person is, I don't know, like envidious. Excellent, Karen. Thank you so much. 11 in this case. Cristel, please. Cristel, you here? 11. I didn't speak to about this terrible manicure. So how it is here? Cristel, you here? No, Cristel. Cristel is sleeping. Maybe Estrella? Estrella, you here?
I didn't speak to no one.
No, no, no. Change it. Changes. It's not no one. Other. No one, no.
Anyone?
Perfect. Don't forget, Estrella. Anyone, every time you are going to see with negative statement. Didn't, haven't, don't. What else do we have? Won't in future tenses. So if you are going to see this statement like negative, it always will be anyone. Always. We cannot say I didn't speak to someone. We cannot say I didn't speak to um, no one, no, because es como si dijéramos, ¿no? Si tú dices I didn't speak to no one, estás repitiendo dos veces el negativo, ¿no? Yo no he hablado a nadie, no, no. Tal vez en español, incluso estos tipos de oraciones en español lo conocemos como agramaticales, no están muy compuestas por el hecho de nuestra influencia en otros idiomas dentro de nuestro país, pero please be careful with that, ¿ok? Didn't, anyone. Don't, anyone. Doesn't, anyone. What else? Haven't, anyone, and other ones. Okay, don't worry, Christel. You are going to do number 12. Thank you so much, Estrella. Number 12, Christel.
Anyone.
Okay, read the whole sentence,
Okay.
Read it.
There wasn't anyone there when I called for an appointment.
Perfect. There wasn't anyone where when I called for an appointment. Okay? So, Laura, te voy a hacer participar más adelante. Okay? There wasn't anyone in this case. Look at this. Wasn't anyone. Didn't anyone. Don't anyone. Haven't anyone. And so on. Okay? Whichever we have in this case. So please be careful with that. And no one we use yes, no one, because just to remember, if you use didn't or don't or wasn't with no one, it is like redundancy. And we know that redundancy is something bad in any redaction, academic redaction, in a letter redaction, even in a message. Okay? So be careful with that. What else? Don't have, I have, no someone? Yes, that's okay. Perfect. So now, here we have the communicator activator. With you, we are already seeing what is the future simple. So we have too many things to do in the second one. We can say second or sixth unit, okay? We are going to work with that, and you are going to improve your writing skills and add your speaking or listening. We are going to see it with you, which one you would like to improve more, okay? Because reading with writing are going to be together with you. As mentioned before, now we have available our library, so I'm happy with that. I'm like, where is my library? I have to assign homework, but well, let's see it. So communication activator. Do not forget that communication activator in communities, in connectivity books, any connectivity books or Pearson books are the ones, phrases, slangs, idiomatic expressions, and other ones that help us to fill the gaps during or meanwhile we are speaking. What is filling the gaps or gap fillers? If you're interested on this, you can find, I don't know, maybe like this, gaps fillers. What do we mean with gap fillers? Gaps fillers are the ones, for example, when you are speaking and sometimes we are like, oh my God, okay, we have our muletillas. So gap fillers help us to avoid this. And besides to say, porque for us is a muletilla that means that you are thinking an idea, but what happens in that time or in this moment? When you say, your mind is working in order to pronounce that, is working as well, in order to give that sound, in order to your air, in this case the conduct of the air is working. So it doesn't have too many positiveness things when we say because it's working and meanwhile you are thinking. So besides to say we can say let me think, let me think. And the person know that you need a moment for think. And maybe meanwhile you're thinking, other person can continue talking. Other gap filler we have, wait a minute, or give me a moment. Or besides, maybe something happened, or maybe someone is telling you, I don't know, I'm going to travel, I win a scholarship, and you're not going to say, no, no. We can say, that's great, awesome, okay? So these those in this case are gaps fillers. It helps us to communicate because if we say it can have many meanings according to the one you are talking to. For some people, it sounds irrespectful. For some people, it sounds like you are not giving interest in the conversation. For some people, I don't know, maybe that you cannot think, or maybe you are like, okay, that you cannot process the information. And it may be in an oral test, in this case, in a work, it can affect too much when you use okay? Always try to avoid this, and we can use the gap fillers. If the gap fillers for us are pretty used in a social language. For example, here we are going to learn that won't work, that won't work, to mean in this case, or decline a suggested time. Suppose someone is telling to you, let's go and let's meet each other at 7:30. But you have to work until 8 o'clock. So you can say, that won't work. I'm so sorry, that won't work. Or maybe an idea that you are matching, but you notice that something is not going on well. So you can say, that won't work. Let's change the idea. Okay? So the social language helps us a lot to first communicate us in English, to think in English, because this can be effect of because we are not processing in or to thinking in English. Okay, we cannot process some thoughts in English. You have the knowledge. I'm pretty sure many of you have a lot of knowledge of any topic, but when you are going to be in transitioning in this case from your Spanish knowledge and to convert all the knowledge, because we are not talking about I know about vegetables. No, we are talking about a lot of knowledge you have in your brains. Knowledge, even though I don't know, maybe Liz doesn't know the knowledge that has Carla, Angeles doesn't know the knowledge that has Abraham. So it's too much knowledge to be have. So how we can start thinking in English? Through using different gap fillers, to starting to think that our brains need time, need space in order we can think and process the information in English. Do not translate. Think in English. Use all the elements to think in English, because this is pretty important. Y cuando van a tener ese proceso, más adelante van a ver que van a perder parte de su español. No perderlo, pero van a confundirse mucho. Si va a pasar, en algunos momentos pasa eso. Están aquí con su conocimiento en español y esto va, porque es un proceso lento, es un proceso que tú no te das cuenta, es gradual, pero en ese momento todo va a mezclarse. Hay un momento que todo se mezcla y es como que no vas a recordar palabras en inglés, pero palabras en español, pero sí lo sabes decir en inglés. A mí me pasaba mucho con con la preposición, no, con la conjunción adversativa, pero. El pero no me recordaba cómo se decía en español, pero sí en inglés. y yo lo usaba bastante, pero sonaba como un Spanglish. De ahí sale por eso el Spanglish, ¿no? Va a haber palabras que tú, cuando te des cuenta que tu conocimiento está transicionando al conocimiento inglés, es decir, tienes conocimiento español, para dominar este español en inglés sin traducir, vas a ver que parte de tu castellano se va a desacomodar un poco, pero después ya ambas vas a poder dominar de manera más fluida. Así que es un proceso. Yo conocí a muchos de mis compañeros, como también estudiantes, que era frustrante ese proceso porque justo tenían defensas oratorias en español, justo tenían sus defensas de sus ensayos en inglés y ellos decían, ya no sé qué hacer porque en inglés les salían palabras del español y en el español castellano no se acordaba de las palabras en español y usaba en este caso el inglés. Algunos se burlaban de ello, ¿no? Pero bueno, ese es el proceso que ustedes van a tener. Y ya les advierto, si ustedes van en ese camino, start thinking in English, that is natural, is natural. Later on, you're going to dominate and that will be more easy, that will be pretty easy. But please, always practice your English. Once you have, I don't know, a certificate of advanced English, once you have a certificate of C1, C2, that's okay. But the time doesn't, in this case, the time is important. You have to invest your time to practice English. Start watching movies in English, listening music in English, but knowing the meaning, knowing the meaning. What else you can say? Karaoke in English, pretty common to practice pronunciation and to show your skills. Okay, so be careful with that. Y también es muy común, algunos, su skill más importante sabe ser los externos que los internos. No se preocupen, eso es normal, pero lo importante es tener un equilibrio. ¿Qué quiero decir? Algunos de ustedes deben ser capísimos en speaking, en listening, pero otros también son capísimos en writing and reading comprehension. Hay otros que son muy buenos speaking and reading comprehension. Hay otros que son buenos, no sé, en este caso lo que es listening and reading and so on, okay? So be careful with that. It is a process. That's why communicator activator help us to have different of these phrases, even though some of them doesn't have the literal meaning, but help us to process our information to Spanish into English. And this is very important because it will be more easier for you to think in English, process the information, and start talking in English. Now we have enough apps to be in contact with a person who is interested to learn Spanish, and when we are interested to learn English, and you meet each other. There exist different apps, okay? So now, this communicator activator, it says, is an appointment for personal care. So if we want to make an appointment, because this is real life situation, maybe some of us, we are not accustomed to that, but we don't know that maybe someday we are going to need an appointment for personal care, okay? Or maybe it's going to invite you, or maybe will be a gift for one of our friends, okay? So this is the conversation model. It says, read and listen. The social language that today we are going to learn is that won't work. That won't work means in this case that we are going to decline that suggested time. That the thing that is proposed, it doesn't going to function, okay? So now let's listen carefully and give me a second. I will play. Listen how it is pronounced, listen the interaction, and listen the intonation in this case, the rising and the falling intonation as well. So listen carefully and let's see.
Hello, Omni Salon and Spa.
Hi, this is Carl Miller. I'd like to make an appointment for a haircut.
When would you like to come in, Mr. Miller?
Today, if possible.
Let me check. Rob has an opening at 12:30.
Actually, that won't work. I have a business lunch at 1. Is someone available after 4?
Yes. Eva can see you then. What time would be good?
Excellent. So This is how we can make an appointment. As you can see, let's read. Hello, Omni Salon and Spa. Hi, this is Carl Miller. I'd like to make an appointment for a haircut. When would you like to come in, Mr. Miller? And let's review something about punctuation. Okay, here we have a comma, and maybe you're, or maybe not, I don't know. Why? The comma is separating Mr. Miller from the other words. We have in English something that is called, and also in Spanish, vocative comma or la coma vocativa. What does it mean? This comma, it is supposed that it's going to separate al vocative from the other or the rest of the sentence. Va a separar al vocativo del resto de la oración. Why is this important? In English, as in Spanish, and in other languages that use the same system of the comma, because comma was created for, in this case, for our author, yes, for a Spanish one. This comma help us to separate the one who are we talking to. La coma vocativa, su característica principal es de que separa al vocativo del resto de la oración. Y en este caso, ¿quién es el vocativo? What do we mean when we say vocative? The vocative is the one we are talking to. That's the only thing. Es a quien nosotros estamos hablando. Es la persona quien nos está escuchando. Por ejemplo, yo puedo decir en español, ¿no? ¿Cómo fue tu día, Cristel? ¿No? ¿Cómo fue tu día, Cristel? And in my sentence, coma, Cristel. ¿Cómo fue tu día? Coma, Cristel. Because the vocative comma do that in order to separate the vocative with the rest of the sentence. Ahora tal vez se pregunta, ¿pero por qué separa? Separa por el hecho de que en algunas ocasiones, y se ha dado, de que este sustantivo o este sustantivo nombre pueda llegar a calificar a las palabras cercanas que estén ahí. Tenemos nosotros un claro ejemplo de que es, aquí está tu guardapolvo Arturo, ¿no? Ese es del libro de medicina. Aquí está tu guardapolvo Arturo. Donde, si nosotros no ponemos bien las palabras, el guardapolvo en una situación animada o fantasía puede llegar a llamarse Arturo, porque en la animación todo es posible. Así que, por eso, desde ese punto de vista han dicho, no, la coma vocativa es reglamentario para cuando usemos o separemos the vocative from the rest of the sentence. Okay? So be careful with that. Do not avoid the vocative comma because it's very important and you are going to see it later on or in many other situations to separate the vocative from other words. Okay? Today, if possible, let me check. Rob has opening at 12:30. Actually, that won't work. I have business lunch at 1 o'clock. Is someone available after 4 o'clock? Yes. If I can see you then, what time will be good? All right? So this is the conversation model in order we can, or maybe we would like to make an appointment for personal care. So now, please, I would like in this case, Laura, you will be my participant in this case with Cecilia. Laura, are you here?
Yes, teacher.
Hi, Laura. Laura, you will do letter A and Cecilia, you will do letter B. Okay, so you can start.
Okay, teacher. Hello, Omnisalon and Spa.
Hi, this is Carl Miller. I'd like to make an appointment for a haircut.
When would you like to come in, Mr. Miller?
Today, if possible.
Let me check. Row has an opening at 12:30.
Actually, that won't work. I have business lunch at 1 o'clock. Is someone available after 4?
Yes, if I can see you then. What time will you be good?
Excellent. So, something important, please. Do not forget how we can pronounce or the ways we have to pronounce the time. Time expressions are always reliable because why I mentioned this to you. In American people, also British one, they do not read the hour like literally, okay? There are some cases, but not all of them. For example, if we want to say las 12:15, how do we say 12:15? I'm not saying 12:15, 12:15. How do we say it that in English?
12:15, maybe.
Yes, eso es como cuando decimos 12:15, pero 12:15. Ángeles, please.
Según yo era 12 to quarter.
Okay, in this case is a quarter to, no, after, or can be past, a quarter after or past, 12. 12. Ah, 12. Okay, so it's like this. A quarter after past 12. After, a quarter after 12 o a quarter past 12. Esto significa 12:15. Ahora, si yo quiero decir menos cuarto, is the ones that you mentioned. A quarter to. Si queremos decir menos cuarto para las 12, entonces en este caso a quarter to 12. That it means for us like this, okay? That is important for you to review, okay? That is important for you to review. A quarter after 12 means 12:15. A quarter to 12 menos cuarto para las 12. ¿Y por qué les digo eso? Porque hay many problems at the moment when you listen that. Because when you say a quarter to 12 y te muestran qué tiempo, cuál es la expresión, todos esperamos a que aparezca el 12. Cuando decimos a quarter to 12. Todos esperamos a que aparezca el 12 en una respuesta. Pero miren, en aquí te pueden decir a quarter to 12 y que tú selecciones cuál es la respuesta correcta. A, B, C, D, E. Y en este caso es de esta manera. Porque si lo decimos de manera literal, que es 11:45, no hay problema. Pero cuando dices a quarter to 12, ahí ya tenemos que relacionar en aquí. Porque no se menciona el 11, ¿no? Así que esas cositas que hay que ir repasando del tiempo. Y traten de acostumbrarse a decirlo de esta manera. A quarter after 12, a quarter after 5, etc. And in this case as well, how do we mention this one? 12:30. It is in literal, but in a compounded word, ¿cómo decimos? Porque ahorita es como si dijera 12:30. Pero ¿cómo dirían 12:30?
Teacher, creo que es
Yes?
half past 12.
Excellent. Half past 12. No sé por qué estoy con la F. Half past 12. Perfect. So, do not forget. Y esto puede usarse con todo lo demás. Si quieren decir son las 12:20, quarter, nosotros vamos a cambiar por qué. Es 20 past 12. Cuando decimos y 20, ¿no? Y va cambiando. Pero estos son los cabecillas, ¿no? Lo demás pues ya se lee de manera literal. Ténganlo muy en cuenta, ¿ya? Claro, no por el examen ni nada, porque time expression, no. Not too much, no. Pero para also English, English knowledge, okay? So, be careful with that. Pretty common, pretty important. Do not forget. Okay, so what time do we have? All right, in order to continue with the communicator activator, we are going to have, in this case, 10 minutes. 10 minutes. Estoy con mi Spanglish, van a disculpar, estoy estudiando castellano e inglés y estoy así mi idioma Spanglish. Vamos a tener 10 minutitos de descanso, así que vayan, algunos los que no han desayunado, vayan a tomar aunque sea una agüita, vayan a refrescarse, vayan a caminar, a estirarse ya. Vamos a regresar en 10 minutitos, ¿ok? So, les voy a avisar cuando el break is over. 10 minutitos de break. Nos vemos en 10 minutos. Okay, time is up. Okay, time is up. All right, so let's continue. In the meantime, you are returning to the class. So now, in the communicator activator, that won't work. That means to decline a suggestion and a suggestion time. Okay? Here we have as well the communicator activator for practicing speaking. We already listened to. Here we have we can say the structure of, in this case, the communicator activator. Of course, many of these structures are only phrases or some verbs, some compounded words that can be used in this case in any of these situations. So, this is a role play conversation in which you have to call to make an appointment using names from Omni, staff, list. Then change the roles, okay? Here we have Omni, Salon, and Spa. For example, for haircut, Eva and Rob are available. Pedicure, Carla and John. Shave or shaving, Frank and Nick. Manicure, Mary and Rose. Massage, Rachel and Eric. Facial, Sophia and Violeta. So, in this case, in the conversation, we can see some spaces, okay? Some blanks in which we have to complete. Which information do we need to use? So, yes, look at this. Hello, Omni Salon and Spa. Hi, this is, of course, the name. We have to change the greeting. We know that hi is not the only way to greet a person. So we have in this case, hello, what's up, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and so on, according to your needs. So that you have also to change. Next one. I'd like to make an appointment for a what? Haircut we can maintain, yes, but rather prefer to use pedicure, shave, manicure, massage, facial, I don't know, whichever appointment you would like to do. Okay, so here we have the greeting, the name, and the service we need to appoint. Haircut, pedicure, shave, manicure, massage, facial, and so on. So look at this. When would you like to come in? Which information do we need to put? The name of the person that has presented before. This is Carl Miller, so we adapt that to the name the person mentioned, okay? Today, if possible. Let me check. Rob has an opening at 12:30. So in this case, look, the same. In this case, we can add whichever other words we have to mean. And then let me check. Who? Eva, Carla, Frank, Marie, Rachel, Sophia, Violeta, Erika. Which one would you like to be attended? At what time? Okay. In this case, you can write it down maybe. If it is not today, maybe tomorrow or for next month and so on, you can do the appointment as well. Next, actually, that won't work. Is someone available? Okay. So we need to choose a schedule that we don't need or is not necessary. So actually that won't work. You explain why that won't work. Tiene que explicar por qué eso no se puede dar. Pueden decir, ¿no? Tiene aquí mencionado, let me check. Rob has an opening at 12:30. Ya, me dice que él está disponible a esa hora. Pero, actually, that won't work. No se puede. No se va a poder. I have a business lunch at 1:00. Que tiene, en este caso, un almuerzo, ¿no? A las 1 en punto. Por eso no se va a poder. Is someone available after? Y el tiempo también lo cambiamos, ¿no? Is someone available after 4:00? Yes. Eva can see you then. What time will be good? ¿No? Y aquí lo mismo, ¿no? El tiempo es el que tenemos que cambiar. Let me check. Has opening at. That will work. En aquí escriben ustedes. Bueno, es chiquito, pero pueden hacerlo aquí en acote, ¿no? Porque eso no funciona, porque la hora que te está dando el siguiente el conversador no funciona para ti. Puedes decir, that won't work, I have to go to school, I have classes, or maybe I have to work, I have another appointment, and other ones, of any situation you have in your minds. Is someone available? In this case, you can write it down, the time you have, or the time expression you already know. Okay, is someone available? Yes. Who is available? John, Frank, Nick, depending on the attention you would like. Okay, here we have some recycled language. Recycled language was the ones we saw before. Is someone available on, at? So, just to review. Do you remember in this case for what we use on and for what we use at? Who remembers this preposition of time and placement? ¿Quiénes recuerdan esta parte? ¿Mm? First things. Okay. So, question for all of you. On and at. This is a topic we used to talk about on actually fundamentals. Fundamentals, yes. So, on, at. So please, I would like you are in intermediate level. Let's review. On. For what we use the preposition on. At. For what we use the preposition at. ¿Para qué usamos ambos? ¿Recordaremos un poquito? Do I have any volunteer who would like to help me and refresh my mind for what we use on and for what we use at?
With at, we use it with time.
Time, perfect. Do we have any other thing? For example, if I say, let's see you at the university. I'm going to go at the restaurant. Let's see at the bus station. So for what else we can use at?
Like some place.
Excellent. Places. Perfect. What about on? Does someone remember in this case on? For what do we use? What is Monday? See you on Monday, see you on Tuesday, see you on Wednesday, see you on Saturday, see you
a date.
Excellent. In this case, days, specific days, okay? What else? What do we call these two words? Saturday and Sunday. What are those both? What it is considered? For example, Monday to Friday is considered the weekdays. So Saturday and Sunday, what it is considered to?
Weekend.
Excellent. Weekend, no? Weekend. That means end of the week. Fines de semana. Perfect. So on we use for days. We use for the word weekend as well, or weekdays. It can be. We can say, see you on the weekend. That's okay. I can say as well, okay, we are going to work with the project on Saturday. Okay. Time. See you at 6:30. See you a 9:45. For places. See you at the hospital. See you at the university. See you at the restaurant. See you at the, I don't know, any other place we can have. Bus station, grocery, pharmacy, and any other one. Okay? So please, take notes. Do not forget for what we use on and for what we use at, because it's important. Okay? So next one. This is recycled language. How much is a pedicure? How long is a massage? So the ones the ones are in brackets, los que están entre corchetes, are the ones that we can change. How much is talking about price. How long is talking about maybe the time invest in order to do any procedure, okay? Can someone give me a facial? Can someone any service that you need? The ones that are in bracket, you can change it. While we are at it, when we say while we are at it, it means that you want to add something else. You want to support with something else, okay? But in this case, talking about services, maybe you are, I want to do a haircut, and while we are at it, I would like to dye my hair, okay? To dye my hair. So you are taking advance in order to talk to two or more topics that you need, okay? Or maybe you can say, well, I would like a manicure. While we are at it, I would like some nail art, okay? So that also can be worked. Well, is to express necessities, something that you really need. Okay, I need a shave, I need a pedicure, I need a manicure, I need a massage, I need a facial, I need a haircut, and any other services that we would like to express the needed. Is the tip included? Tip. Do not forget that tip for us means, in this case, ay, se me fue en español. Tip is like some coins, maybe some money that you give the other person, not because of the work, is because maybe the mobility, maybe the person give you a good attention. ¿Cómo lo llamamos? Do you remember? What is the translation of tip? Tip. Propina, okay? Is the tip included? Propina. In other places, in American and other countries, tips is very common to be paid. Even in this case, in the receipt, some people add the tip, the cost of the tip. So it's pretty common in other places because they value the time, they value the work of the person who is working on there. Okay, so it's pretty common. That's why some ask, is the tip included? Because suppose, I don't know, the haircut cost in this case $10. I don't know. I think it's too expensive there. No, it's not $10, but suppose. Okay, the haircut is like $10, and you ask, is the tip included? Maybe you are asking, okay, it's $10, I can afford that. But maybe the tip is not included, and you have to pay, I don't know, $2 more. So it is very important. Do you accept the Ultra card? Do you accept, in this case, I don't know, we can say any change of money do we have? Okay, so this is with, do you accept anything you have? You can say, do you accept cash? Do you accept cards? In this case, do you accept digital or virtual transaction, and any other one? Okay, so first things first. Try to fill up, llenen esto con la información que se le está mencionando, ¿ok? Don't forget, aquí cambien el saludo. Si dice hi, entonces good morning, good afternoon. Aquí pongan un nombre específico. Pueden poner en este caso su nombre porque son ustedes los que se están presentando, ¿ya? I like to make an appointment for, ¿para qué? ¿Qué cosa quieres? A haircut, pedicure, a shave, a manicure. ¿Qué es lo que quieres? Aquí van a poner an appointment for what? When would you like to come in? ¿Y en aquí? ¿Qué tiene que ir en aquí? Pues si en aquí te he presentado, this is Mrs. Linda, entonces, would you like to come in, Mrs. Linda? Repetimos, ¿no? Pero esta vez ponemos el de la persona, Mr. o Mrs. y solo mantenemos una parte de todo el nombre con el que se presente. Y en aquí ponemos la fecha o el día. Podemos decir for today, ¿no? Today, if possible. Podemos poner un tiempo específico at 4 p.m. if possible. Y en aquí, let me check. Podemos decir en aquí, ¿quién? Carla, Eva, etcétera, cualquiera, has opening at otro horario que no sea ese, ¿ya? Como en la conversación, miren. Today, expresión de tiempo general. Let me check. Rob has an opening at 12:30. Entonces, un tiempo que esté relativo, pero no tan congruente, ¿ya? Actually, that won't work. Para usar esa frase, that won't work. ¿Por qué no va a poderse? Ahí ponen aquí la razón, una oración pequeña. Actually, that won't work because I have classes. Actually, that won't work because I have an appointment. Actually, that won't work because I have to go to work. I have to go to work. Y otras cosas, ¿ya? Is someone available? Y en aquí mencionan la hora disponible que tiene. Is someone available at 5 p.m.? Is someone available at 4 p.m.? ¿No? Yes. En este caso, ¿no? Yes. Y añadimos el nombre de la persona que esté disponible. Por eso tienen aquí dos nombres. Puede que en el haircut Eva no esté disponible, ¿no? No esté disponible. Pero Rob puede que sí esté disponible. Así que, yes, Rob can see you then. ¿Ok? ¿Sí ha entendido eso? ¿Sí? Yes or not?
Yes.
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 Ok, thank you so much,
Yes.
Cecilia, Carla. Ok, entonces vayan haciendo eso. Tienen en este caso, yo think it will 5 minutes you have, okay? You have 5 minutes to do it. Si tienen alguna duda, me dicen. Y de ahí vamos a practicar, ya que lo tengan. Marcela, please.
Teacher, I'm sorry. Le comento que acá en Santa Cruz habíamos tenido una actividad para entregar unas tapitas, que justamente las tengo las tapitas. ¿Puedo ir, por favor? Si no
Ok,
me das para
Marcela.
llegar es hasta las 2.
Claro, claro. Ve nomás, Marcela, ¿ya? Porque si me
Gracias.
preguntan de las
Thank you,
pistas, yo
teacher.
les dije que ha sido por las tapitas, ¿ya?
Sí, voy a sacar fotitos igual. Mira, justo, si
Claro,
no voy ahorita, no llego hasta las 12 ya. Por favor.
dale, no te preocupes, tengo tu participación y asistencia, así que tranquila. Ve nomás, Marcela, y muchas gracias por el
Okay.
apoyo.
Thank you, teacher. Bye bye.
Bye bye, Marcela. Ok, entonces los demás vayan trabajando en ello, ok? You have 5 minutes. Okay, now let's see how it goes. I will go to people in this case in order to participate. Alejandro, you here? Alejandro is not here.
Yes, teacher. I'm sorry.
Here, yes. Alejandro and in this case Daniel. Okay? Alejandro y Daniel. Alejandro, you will roll the play of letter A, and Daniel, you will roll the play of letter B. Okay? Try to adapt. If, I don't know, maybe Daniel is going to say, good morning or good afternoon, this is Daniel, I'd like to make an appointment. And so, in this case, Alejandro has to adapt. When would you like to come in, Mr. Daniel or Daniel? Okay, but Mr. because we are not in the confident. Okay, when you are really confident with a person, then you can go with without the in this case the signs. Okay, you can say in this case, Daniel, Mr. Daniel. Okay, but do not go always through the name because sometimes it's respectful for the cultures. All right, so you can start, please.
Okay. Hello, Omni Salonaspa.
Good morning. This is Alejandro. I like to make a appointment for fashion.
When would you like to come in, Mr. Daniel?
Tomorrow is possible.
Let me check. Sophia has an opening at 3:30 p.m.
Actuality done one word. I have to work 2 o'clock if someone available after um, uh, after 6 o'clock.
Yes. Violeta can see you then.
Excellent, perfect. You're doing great. Yes, one. In this case, one check. When we say this is es como decir, es como nosotros nos estuviéramos presentando, ¿ok? For example, yo me llamo Linda, Linda González, entonces yo puedo decir, this is Linda González, yo me presento. Así que el nombre tanto en aquí, en el A, como en el B, tiene que repetirse el mismo, solo que en el B, en el A, perdón, ¿qué es lo que cambia? Ponerle el título, ¿no? This is Linda González. When would you like to come in, Mrs. Linda o Mrs. González? Solo es eso, ¿ya? Okay? Thank you so much for your participation. You are doing great. Excellent. Betsabe and Liz, please. Betsabe and Liz. Betsabe, you will roll letter A, and Liz, you will roll letter B. Okay? So, you can start.
Hello,
Okay, teacher.
Omni Salon and Spa.
Hello, this is Liz. I'd like to make an appointment for facial.
When would you like to come in, Miss Liz?
Yes. Wednesday is if possible.
Let me check. Sophia has an opening at 5.
Five?
Yes.
Actually, that won't work. I have to go to work. Is someone available for the morning?
Yes, Violeta, can see you then.
Excellent. Nice. Thank you so much, you two girls. You're doing a great job. Perfect. So this this conversation you are going to copy in the speaking part. Anyways, I will do it like for your portfolios assignment in order you can do it. I think you're going to only have the grammar part and this one in order you can maybe complete your portfolio if you need to. If not, well, you are going to have free and to have time to study. If you don't complete, well, you are going to complete and study through completing your portfolio. Right? Excellent. So now let's continue talking. Today we are going to talk about as well, in this case, this conversation. The conversation we can ask about other services, we can ask about prices and ways to pay in order to continue, as you could see. We can say how much is, because maybe, yes, we can, in this case, have the correct appointment according to our time. But what happen in this case if it is a little bit expensive? We know in some salons that if it is urgent, you're needed to have any of these services, they are going to we will be too much expensive than the other ones that have their appointments for days that are more longer or they have to wait too much time. Okay, so let's see in this conversation how we can do it. But give me a second. I will share my screen because if I not share only this panel, it won't have to be in a bigger. Okay, so now let's see this video in which we are asking about any services of appointment and also talking about prices and availability.
Let's role-play the conversation. Keep talking. Ask about other services. Ask about prices and ways to pay. Say as much as you can.
Hello, Jewel Salon and Spa.
Good afternoon. This is Margot Stevens. I'd like to make an appointment for a facial.
When would you like to come in, Miss Stevens?
Tomorrow, if possible.
Let me check. Donna has an opening at 11 o'clock.
Actually, that won't work. I have to be somewhere at 11:30. Is someone available earlier?
Yes, Andrea can see you at 8:30. Is that too early?
Not at all.
Okay, Miss Stevens.
Oh, while we're at it, I'd like to make an appointment for a haircut next Tuesday. Is Sonia available in the afternoon after 3?
No, I'm sorry. Sonia's on vacation. But Iris is available at 4 o'clock on Tuesday.
That's fine. By the way, how much is the facial?
The spa facial is $50.
Is the tip included?
No, it isn't.
Do you accept credit cards?
Of course.
Okay, thanks so much. See you tomorrow morning.
Bye.
All right, so as you could see in this situation, we have, well, in order to continue, we have any ways to, or many ways in this case, to ask about any other services and to prices or a way to pay. How much is it, the availability, and other things that are important when we are going to do any appointment, okay? And here we have the change banner that we already do it, so do not worry in this case. Now, I think this is the last vocabulary we are going to learn in this unit, and because connectivity as it is with new information in order to learn English. You know, through the years, it changed a lot of any things, like things that comes up, some topics that before weren't too much to be talking, but nowadays, yes, they are. For example, this vocabulary is about cosmetic procedures. Cosmetic procedures are procedures, in this case, in order we do because some things are fashionable, maybe some things for us has meanings, or other things because we like how it looks. So, these are some cosmetic procedures that we need to learn. Why not? Because even though it's for today are or to be up to date, it's pretty common to see many people who get a tattoo. Okay, so get a tattoo, get a tattoo when we are going to be, or to get a tattoo. Pierce my ears, pierce my ears. Okay, do you remember the vocabulary multiple pierce earrings? So, pierce my ear, pierce my ear, my ears in this case. Pierce my eyebrow. As we saw, multiple piercing can be not only in ears, but also eyebrow, nose, lip, and other parts that other people used to tend to do it a piercing. Okay, so pierce my eyebrow, pierce my eyebrow, pierce my nose, or pierce my lip, pierce my lip. What about shave my head? Shave my head, okay? Shave my head. Or maybe have a hair transplant. In some places, because of genetics, it's pretty common that mostly men, in especially American, used to tend to have that genetic to be bald. Okay, so they need a hair transplant. Have a hair transplant. Dye my hair, of course, as well. If we want to do, I don't know, maybe in this case some um hair color. So dye my hair. Dye, that comes from the verb teñir. Okay, dye my hair, but dye with Y, not with I. Please be careful with that. Have cosmetic surgery. Have cosmetic surgery. This is very common nowadays. Some people used to tend to do it, cosmetic surgery. It can be for many reasons. It can be for health. It can be because they want to looking good. So that's okay. All right. So let's listen how it is pronounced this vocabulary, and then you are going to repeat in order to practice each of these phrases. So let's listen carefully.
Get a tattoo.
Pierce my ears.
Pierce my eyebrow.
Pierce my nose.
Pierce my lip.
Shave my head.
Have a hair transplant.
Dye my hair.
Have cosmetic surgery.
Now listen again and repeat.
Get a tattoo.
Pierce my ears.
Pierce my eyebrow.
Pierce my nose.
Pierce my lip.
Shave my head.
Have a hair transplant.
Dye my hair.
Have cosmetic surgery.
All right. So as you could see, this vocabulary, maybe some of them are already new for you, or maybe some of them you already know it because of social media or new technology nowadays. So please, do you have any volunteer who would like to read this vocabulary? Don't forget number 3 is pierce my eyebrow, pierce my nose, and pierce my lip. Important to do pierce. Angeles, please, you can start.
Get a tattoo, pierce my ears, pierce my eyebrow, pierce my nose, pierce my lip, shave my head, have a hair transplant, and dye my hair, have cosmetic surgery.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Betsabe, please, you can start.
Get a tattoo, pierce my ears, pierce my eyebrow, pierce my nose, pierce my lip, shave my head, have a hair transplant, dye my hair, and have cosmetic surgery.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Betsabe. Carla, please, you can start.
Get a tattoo, pierce my ears, pierce my eyebrow or nose, lip, shave my head, have a hair transplant, dye my hair, and have cosmetic surgery.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Carla. So, do not forget in this case this vocabulary that, well, it's pretty common nowadays to talk about all of these topics. Okay, like get a tattoo, pierce my ears, eyebrow, nose, lips, shave my head, have a hair transplant, dye my hair, have cosmetic surgery. These are very general words. Very general words. Later on, you are going to learn how do we call maybe some common colors that people tend to dye their hairs, or maybe different types of piercing, because one thing is to say the action, one thing is to mention it's a piercing, but the other thing is from the perspective the person who pierce ears, to mention how or what it is called that kind of piercing. They have their own names for the piercings. So as well for getting a tattoo, you want a full color, you want a black one, a linear. So it also will depend. Okay. Also for shaving my head and other ones. So let's continue with the topic in this case. Here we have the vocabulary practice. So let's see how it goes. Number 1, it says, you're going to recognize, please follow with your books. If you are going bald and you don't want to be bald, what you can do? If you are going to bald, but you don't want to be bald. Cecilia, please.
She have a hair transplant.
Excellent. Have a hair transplant. Perfect. Thank you so much, Cecilia. What about the next one in this case? If you like to wear a ring in your nose, you should. What you should do? Liz, please.
Pierce your nose.
Excellent. Pierce your nose. Perfect. Number 3, it says, if you like to have a picture on your back, you can. Betsabe, please.
Get a tattoo.
Excellent. You can get a tattoo. Number 4, some people like the way it looks to be bald. Some people like the way how it looks to be bald. So they what? Maybe in this case, Abraham. If some people like the way it looks to be bald, so they want what?
Shave my head.
Shave their heads. Shave their heads. Don't forget that bald means calvo, calvicie. It's depending on the context. Thank you so much. Abraham. Number 5. If you like pink hair, you can what? If you like pink hair. Angeles, please.
Dye my hair.
Excellent. You can dye your hair. Dye your hair. Perfect. So look at this. Some vocabulary can be presented in this way. This is not actually the meaning. It is a reference in order you can get to the correct answer. And if I'm not wrong, you have the same aspect in your TV worksheet TVs, in your worksheet TVs. Okay, so just be in contact with the way how it is pronounced and how it is presented, because in your test will be almost the same. Okay. Now let's practice a little bit listening comprehension. What it says. Listen to confirm content. Listen to the conversations. Choose true, false, or no information. True if the information mentioned and it is true, because these are like a statement, affirmative statement, and we have to know it if it is true, if it is false, or we don't have information because in the conversation doesn't mention it. Let's read first. Vamos a leer primero, ¿ok? Conversation number 1. Mia's hair. Mia is happy with the color of her hair. We are going to see it listening later on. Kathleen likes the color of Mia's hair. Let's see it. Conversation number 2. Jaden's grandmother's tattoo. Jaden's grandmother went to Jamaica with his grandfather. If it is true, false, or no information, we are going to see it or listen it. Number 2, Jaden's friend, Dylan, thinks Jaden should be embarrassed about the tattoo. We don't know. We are going to see it or listen it later on. Conversation number 3, Tyler's nose ring. Number 1, Tyler's father called Tyler's mother because he wanted to tell her about the nose ring. Let's see it. Tyler's father doesn't have any tattoos. We don't know. So now, listen carefully. First, conversation number 1. Take notes with your pencil and we are going to check with you. Just in case, we have these 3 options, true, false, no information for all of the conversation. Let's listen carefully, conversation 1.
Conversation 1.
Caitlin, can you talk?
Sure, what's up? Mia, why are you whispering?
I've got a problem. I don't know what to do.
What's wrong? Something serious?
Totally. You're not gonna believe this. I read you could get these really great hair colors with Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid? What are you talking about? Kool-Aid the juice drink? No way.
Yeah, I saw pictures of kids with multicolored hair online. And because Kool-Aid is so cheap, I thought I'd try it. You just mix the Kool-Aid with water in a dish and dip your hair in. I saw it on YouTube and it looked pretty easy. And it seemed so cool.
Right. Maybe that's why they call it Kool-Aid?
Well, it's not cool, Caitlin. You should see the mess. I didn't realize how ridiculous I'd look with red and green hair. It's awful.
Well, have you tried to wash it out? It can't be permanent.
I washed it like 3 times, but it didn't come out. And we're having dinner in an hour. My mom will kill me. What should I do?
Hold on. Let me go online and check how to get it out. Yeah, here. You need baking soda. Do you have any?
Baking soda. Totally. My mom uses it for cakes. But she's in the kitchen, so I can't go down there to get it.
Hold on. Let me check. Okay. It only takes a couple of minutes, and then you shampoo your hair. If you get the baking soda, you can do the whole thing and then wash your hair before dinner's ready.
But how will I get the baking soda?
I've got an idea. We've got baking soda in our kitchen, too. I'll just put it in my purse and run over to your house. I'll tell your mom I'm dropping off a book for you, and I'll bring the baking soda upstairs. No one will know. I'll help you wash the stuff out of your hair. I'll be right over.
Thanks so much, Caitlin. I owe you one.
Conversation 2.
Okay, so for conversation number 1, statement 1, would you like to listen one more time? Betsabe, do you have the answer? Okay. Number 1, Mia is happy with the color of her hair. So Betsabe, give me the answer.
That's false.
False, so let's see. False, excellent. She was like in an emergency. Carla, please. Number 2, Kathleen likes the color of Mia's hair. Is that true, false, or no information?
No information.
Perfect. No information. We don't say Kathleen, even though as they were in a calling, they are not seeing each other. So even though she doesn't know the color, she only wants to help Mia in order to help because her hair was dying and she doesn't like it. And because of her parents as well. So now let's listen conversation number 2 about Jaden's grandmother's tattoo.
Hey, Jaden, what's happening? You're not gonna believe this. It's my grandma Trudy. She went on vacation a couple of weeks ago, and she came back with this ridiculous tattoo of the Eiffel Tower in red.
Way to go, Trudy!
But the tattoo's on her wrist, where everyone can see it. My grandmother is a distinguished university professor, and I mean distinguished. She teaches French. That's probably why she got a tattoo of the Eiffel Tower.
That's cool. I always liked your grandma.
Dylan, this isn't even funny. Tattoos are permanent. You can't wash them off. Next week is graduation, and Grandma Trudy's giving a speech to our class. What's everyone gonna think?
What do your mom and dad think?
I don't actually know. They haven't said anything.
Jaden, chill. No one's even gonna notice Trudy's tattoo. It can't be that big. And if they do, they'll think she's awesome.
Conversation.
Okay, so did you get the information or would you like to listen again? Carla, please, for number 1.
I think it will be false, but also it could be no information.
A ver, it says, Jaden's grandmother went to Jamaica with his grandfather. So in this case, yes, we don't have information. He doesn't mention that he goes with someone else more. No, nothing else. Thank you so much. Perfect, Carla. Number 2, Jaden's friend Dylan thinks Jaden should be embarrassed about the tattoo. Cecilia, please.
False.
False, so let's see. Excellent, false. Even though Dylan thinks that it's cool that she has an, what it says? Eiffel Tower tattoo. So it was cool. So it says not to be embarrassed because it's cool, and also because he likes to be how we can say, it's more comfortable to be with that person, and le agrada bastante. I don't remember that word. Okay, so now let's listen conversation 3 about Tyler's nose ring. So let's listen.
3. Oh, pick up, Emily. Come on.
This is Emily. Please leave a message.
Honey, please call home as soon as you can. It's not an emergency. Everyone's okay. You're not going to believe what Tyler's done. Call me back, okay? Emily, thank goodness. I'm going batty here.
What happened?
Tyler got a nose ring, Emily.
He did? When did he get it?
Oh, I don't know. Yesterday, I guess. And he wasn't even embarrassed to show it to me. He just came into the kitchen and told me he needed some ice because it hurt. I almost fell down when I saw it. He was actually surprised at my reaction.
But who pierced his nose?
Someone at the mall.
But I thought kids needed permission from their parents for anyone to do that. It's technically surgery, isn't it?
Apparently not. I checked. If you're 18, you don't need permission. He says this was his 18th birthday present to himself.
How bad does it look?
Are you kidding? It's horrible. What are we going to do?
I'm not making light of it, but I don't think there's much we can do. Maybe convince him to remove the ring?
I don't think that's going to work, Em. At least not right away. He thinks it's great.
James, a reality check. Did you ever do anything stupid when you were 18?
Yeah, I guess I did. I shaved my head.
You did? That totally doesn't sound like you.
Well, it's true. I thought it was cool, but my parents didn't agree. They were pretty angry, as a matter of fact. But hair grows back, so it wasn't permanent.
James, the nose ring isn't permanent either. He can take it out, and the hole will close up after a couple of weeks. Let him enjoy it for a while, and let's not make a big deal about it, okay?
I guess you're right. It's not the end of the world. He's a great kid, and you're a wise mom.
Okay, so Tyler's nose rings. Karen, for number 1, what it says. Tyler's father called Tyler's mother because he wanted to tell her about the nose rings. Is that true, false, no information?
True, miss.
Excellent, true. He was desperate to call her. Number 2, what about in this case, please?
Maybe no information.
All right, let's see. Tyler's father doesn't have any tattoo. Yes, no information. Even though they don't mention, they don't say, I didn't have tattoos, or even they don't mention, I have tattoos. They only mention that the father, in this case, take bald his head when he was young because he think it was cool. It was really funny conversation. I really loved them. All right. Thank you so much for your participation. So, two and no information because it doesn't mention even though the word of tattoo. So that's some indicator for us. Excellent. So now, here we are going to listen now for details, not for true, false, nothing, but for details. First, siempre yo se les aconsejo, cuando van a tener un reading comprehension, lean mínimamente las preguntas. Si el tiempo fuera cortado en cualquier examen, lean las preguntas primero, ¿ya? Ahora, si tuvieran un poco más de tiempo en cualquier examen que den, cualquier examen de suficiencia, lean todo, ¿ya? Pero siempre se aconseja la pregunta, ¿por qué? Porque luego puedes escuchar todas estas palabras en la conversación y al final confundirte un poco más y decir, no, pero han mencionado baking soda. Ya, en la oración pueden mencionar baking soda, pero no significa que estés refiriéndose a ello. Así que leamos las preguntitas, ¿ya? Conversation number 1. What did Mia use to dye her hair? To dye her hair. Baking soda, hair dye from the store, cool make. So we are going to listen. Carla, please.
I think it would be a hard day from the store.
All right. We're going to confirm it, but I think it's a good, correct answer. We are going to listen, but again, okay? Yes, I think you're right. Number 2. Why can't Mia go to the kitchen? Why can't Mia go to the kitchen? Angeles. Let's
Because
see.
her mother is there.
You in this case call me. What?
Because her mother is there.
Let's see. Because her mother's there. All right. So you need to listen the details as well. So let's see it. Conversation 2, it says, why is Jaden embarrassed about Judy's tattoo? Why is Jaden embarrassed about Judy's tattoo? Because everyone will be able to see it? Because she is giving a speech at graduation? Or because tattoos aren't cool? So, which one do you think it is? Carla, please.
Because she's giving a speech at graduation.
Yes, excellent. Giving a speech because she was a professor and a lecturer there. You're right. And she needs to give a speech at graduation. Perfect. What about number 4? What is Jaden worrying about? What is Jaden worrying about? Other people will notice his grandmother's tattoo at his graduation. His parents will be embarrassed at his graduation, or his grandmother won't come to his graduation. So in this case, what is Jaden worrying about? Which one do you think? Cecilia, please.
Letter A. Other people will notice his grandmother tattoo at his graduation.
Excellent. Perfect. Other people will notice his tattoo or her tattoo. I'm so sorry. Excellent. Thank you so much. So it wasn't this one. Okay. Here we have the answer, Kilmay, because her mother there. Here we have because he's giving a speech graduation. Other people will notice his grandmother's tattoo at his graduation. And conversation 3. How do we know that Tyler's not embarrassed about the nose ring? Liz, please.
Letter A, because he was surprised that his dad was shocked.
Perfect. Because he was surprised that his dad was shocked. No? Excellent. What about number 6? What advice does Tyler's mother give to Tyler's father? He should tell Tyler to take out the nose ring. He shouldn't worry so much about Tyler. He should paint the garage. So which one? Do I have any volunteer who would like to answer this one?
Letter B.
Karen, please.
Letter B. He shouldn't worry so much about Tyler.
Excellent. Perfect. he shouldn't worry so much about Tyler. And that's right, because he also mentioned he do some crazy things when he was young. Perfect. So this is listening for details, different from the ones we already seen. So now let's continue with the topic in this case. Communicator activator again.
Miss,
In
una
this
consulta para
case, yes,
continuar.
yes.
Lo que es la pronunciación de her, el her, ¿no? Hay mucha confusión porque estoy viendo que se está pronunciando mezclado, porque hay dos partes o tres partes donde hemos chocado con eso. Fíjese en la conversación mi uno de Mía y ahorita en la primera parte de la conversación uno también. No sé si lo puede aclarar, por favor, la pronunciación de la diferencia entre cabello y el su de ella. Her, her.
Ya. En este caso, el posesivo, a ver si más no me equivoco, de esta manera, ¿no ve? Este, un momentito.
Porque suena similar, ¿sí? Entonces, yo estoy escuchando la misma palabra y no sé si estoy bien, tal vez la...
Estos dos, ¿no ve?
Sí, Miss, sí.
Okay. En este caso, the pronunciation of this one is hair, hair. Y el otro es hair, 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 hair. Okay? Where does it rely? First, because here we have an aspirate sound and a vibrant. Tenemos un sonido aspirante y un vibrante, así que aquí se mantiene el sonido que debería mantener, ¿no? Hair, hair. Incluso la H no está como sonido mudo, sino que está como un sonido consonántico, que es hair, hair. ¿Y cómo es el sonido consonántico de la H? Pues es como una J, como una G, dependiendo de su uso. Más como el sonido de la J o una X también. Hair, hair, hair. Her backpack, her pencil, her notebook, her paper, and other ones. This one is like hair, hair, hair. Look at this. Here we have a diphthong. A diphthong es una unión, ¿no? De una vocal fuerte más una débil. Entonces, aquí, hair, hair, ¿no? Vemos aquí una elevación y luego una declinación, diferente a hair, que es como un sonido plano. Hair, hair. No sé, hair scissors, hair pencil, hair eraser. Pero en aquí, hair, 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 ¿ok? Hair, a haircut, haircut, ¿ok? Dye hair, hair, dye hair, hair, ¿no? Teñir su cabello. Dye hair, hair, hair. Esa es la diferencia. Más que todo por el diptongo en este caso. Y sí puede sonar lo mismo. ¿Por qué? Porque casualmente la fusión de estos dos sonidos suele darnos una E, pero en un sonido más declinado. ¿Ya? Que en este que es un poquito más superior y en este más declinado. Pero al igual, cuando vas pronunciando y vas a escuchar a algunos americanos hablar, el sonido va a ser casi el mismo, porque hablan súper, algunos hablan rápido y otros hablan, por ejemplo, en La Paz o en otros lugares. Trata de que una persona te hable en castellano, te van a hablar algunas cosas rápidas, algunas cosas unidas, ¿no? Por ejemplo, nosotros tenemos palabras como decir, cuando nos quemamos, una expresión que es atatao, ¿no? O achichiu, pero esas cosas, ellos también tienen sus propios slangs, por decirlo así. Así que sí, es dependiendo de ello. Pero como palabra, hair, 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 hair. ¿Ok? All right. Thank you so much, Karen. This is very important. Pronunciation, it implies many things, many things. There are some words that can change the pronunciation because of other words, and the sound is not going to maintain as it is. So pronunciation is beautiful to study. It's beautiful to study. And maybe we need a tailor of all pronunciation we have because it's beautiful and it's necessary, especially in English. In Spanish as well as necessary. Now, communication activator. It says, now let's discuss cosmetic procedures. As you know, we're already seeing some vocabulary about cosmetic procedures. So now the talking point here. Compare yourself with other generation in your family. Check who would approve of each procedure. Okay? For example, here, get a tattoo, pierce one's ears, pierce one's nose, dye one's hair a wild color, shave one's head, get unusual contact lenses, have cosmetic surgeries, have a hair transplant. So, in this case, I will ask, do I have first any volunteer who would like to help me to answer here? Any volunteer? I will ask to you and you are going to answer to me with your own information. For example, what about get a tattoo? Do you consider? If so, you can say me yes. Carla, please, I ask to you. What do you think about getting a tattoo? Do you consider by your own to maybe have a tattoo?
Yes.
All right. Do you think your parents in this case will consider that you get a tattoo?
Yeah, but not at this age. Maybe later.
All right. So, what about your grandparents? Do you think they will consider you to get a tattoo? Like saying, okay, Carla, yes, you can have a tattoo because it is cool. Something like that.
I don't think so.
All right. So, we can see that. Carla, yes, of course. But your parents, it can be so, but let's see how it, yes, because of the age. Grandparents, no. Sometimes they say, no, you're running your body. But later on you see, because if you like, that's okay. Now, next one. Thank you so much, Carla. What about in this case other people who like about pierce one's ears? What about this one? Cristel? Cristel, you here? Cristel? No, Cristel? Your microphone is off. Okay, so what about in this case, Angeles? Angeles Carlo, you here?
I'm here, teacher.
Okay, Angeles, I asked to you, what do you think about having a pierce or a pierce 1 year in your case? Pierce 1 year. What do you think? Do you admit it?
No,
You don't like it?
no.
Okay, so what about your parents? If you don't like it, your parents, do you think they will consider maybe if one day you would have any or pierce your ear?
No, tampoco.
So I don't ask about the grandparents. Okay, yes. So, no. Angeles say no. Pierce 1 ear, no. Perfect. So what about in this case? Thank you so much, Angeles. Eh, Daniel, let's see. Daniel, I asked to you, what do you think about pierce one's nose? Are you agree with that if you have the opportunity?
Uh, no.
No. Okay. So maybe it's not your style, you don't like it. So what about your parents? Would you like they admit it? Maybe, I don't know, one day someone convinced to you, but would you admit it this?
Uh, your parents, no.
Okay, so I don't ask about your
No.
grandparents.
No.
Okay, grandparents, no.
No.
Okay, so no pierce one nose. Okay, excellent. So what about in this case? Karen, please. What do you think in this case? Dye one's hair a wild color. Wild color means like a crazy color ones, a color that is unusual. For example, some colors fosforescentes, some vibrant colors that are not usual or formal. So, what do you think in this case? Would you like to dye your hair with a wild color?
In my experience, a ver, no, I don't like this
Okay.
this esto, pero yo le quería decir que en mi experiencia creo que he hecho los dos anteriores, get a tattoo and pierce one's ears. When I was 25, when I was 26, 7, experimenta algunas cosas de esas, pero a ese extremo.
All right. So you about get a tattoo, pierce one ear, nose as well?
No, tampoco, ese extremo tampoco. I don't like,
Yeah.
this one's nose.
All right. So I suppose your parents and grandparents know as well.
Because, ¿cómo se diría? Yo ya era adulta, ¿no? No.
Because you were adult. You were on the age or you were adult. Or you are adult actually.
Sí, miss. Eso sí.
All right. Excellent. So yes, that's right. I remember in my case, I pierced my ear. Me, by myself, I pierced my ear because I remember it was my processing test of linguistic and languages, and I was sleeping. I was sleeping in the morning because I used to get up at 3 a.m., but I sleep early, early. For example, I sleep at 8 p.m. in order I can wake up at 3 a.m. in order to study for my test. So I remember I was sleeping. I was sleeping from this in my desk, and I didn't feel my ear. I didn't feel my ear. It was like adormecido. I don't know how to say it, but I pierced my ear. Yes, Christelle, you can participate. I pierced my ear. But later on, it was like for a moment in order I can be wake up because my test, it was like in the next month, and I was really worried about that because in that time for this career, we have to pass with the high grade. We only have like 100 uh, places to be there. So it's not like you have 51 and you are there. No, it was like the 100 best scores only entered to the career. And I was like, I have to, and I did it. I pierced one of my ears, but now it's not because it was just for the moment. And then I said, I forget about that because I didn't have an exact or particular earring for that way. So I said, I left it. Even I forget it. And then I remember, yes, once I pierced my ear by myself. But it wasn't nothing else. It wasn't not for a crazy ear. It was because I wanted to approve my exam. All right, Christelle, I asked you the next one. Oh, this is a really, really hard one especially for girls. So what about in this case, Christelle? Shave one's head. Let's see two situations. First situation, would you like to shave your head? Would you like to shave your head? Like to be bald, Christelle?
No. Contaría, teacher, si es que me raparon a mí de pequeña, lo que vendría siendo la rutucha.
Yes, that will be the question. Yes. So if I think they have the belief that if they shave your head in our culture is because they are going to grow up our hair more stronger than it is, right? And also because it is needed in other cultures and do not match what is the born here. So if it is in that way, Christelle, would you shave others people's head or
Yes.
not? I'm a best friend. All right. So what do you think about your parents? If you once maybe decide to shave someone's head or maybe your head, would your parents admit it?
No, teacher.
No. And what about your grandparents?
No.
Peor. The worst. Nice. Excellent. Thank you so much, Christelle. So, as you could see here, Karen, what about you?
This maybe for $2,000.
Very good, $2,000. 200, yeah, 2,000 is better. All right. I remember I have a friend who shaved her head, but it was not because it's cool. It's not because it was popular. It was due to her mother has, in this case, had cancer, and she did it because for a woman lost her hair, for some women lost her hair is very significant for us. For some of them are very to be a strong woman to have long hair. But when she got cancer, uh, her daughter, my friend, shaved her hair in order to be with her, to be more empathic with her. So it was not because it's cool, it was not because she liked, it was because she wants to be and to understand her mother and to be in her position. So it can be that way as well. Carla, please.
Sorry, teacher, but I have to go. Can I go, please?
Oh, yes, yes, Carla. What time do we have? Oh, yes, it's 12. I'm so sorry. Give me a second. We end with this, and I would took a screenshot. I didn't see the time. I'm so sorry. Okay. All right. Please, I will take the screenshot in 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, I'm so sorry. I didn't notice that it was uh, midday in this case. Okay, I will call the list for the ones who are here by the screenshot. Okay, so see you on Saturday. Yes, next Saturday. Do not forget we have our first test. Please study, and your portfolio. You're only going to have 2 homeworks, so it won't be so difficult for you to do it. Okay, until Thursday, you have to upload your portfolio scanned. Okay? So that will be all. Thank you so much. And thank you for the reminder of the time I didn't notice too. You can go, Carla. Thank you. Thank you. Okay? So,
Bye.
Antes de
bye
que
bye.
me hizo una consultita antes que nos vamos.
Claro
¿Cuándo,
que sí, Carla.
¿cuándo termina cómo se llama, lo que es termina todo lo que es no sé si, ¿cómo se diría, no?
A todo el curso como tal. Bueno, aquí nosotros tenemos programado en este caso 4 de octubre el segundo examen y el 11 de octubre el examen final. Así que para ustedes el 11 de octubre, siempre y cuando sus portafolios estén bien hechos, bien preparados y sigan con los lineamientos, porque llega a haber observaciones, ¿no? Pero hasta el momento la clase es como tal 27 de septiembre, ya 4 de octubre su segundo examen, perdón, y el 11 de octubre su examen final.
Gracias, Miss. Hasta luego, nos vemos.
Welcome. Bye bye. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye. See you next Saturday.
See you, teacher.
Bye bye.